Quiet Librarian unleashes plot twist worthy of a bestseller after DNA test exposes wife's betrayal. In the sleepy confines of a small-town library, where the most thrilling dramas usually involve overdue books, one mild-mannered librarian recently proved that still waters run deep, and sometimes they carry tidal waves. Known for his quiet demeanor and encyclopedic knowledge of 19th-century literature, this unassuming bookworm just authored a revenge story so juicy it could rival anything on the bestseller list. Our protagonist, let's call him Clark because every hero deserves a name, had been married to his wife, whom we'll dub Linda, for over a decade. To the outside world, they were the picture of suburban bliss. But behind closed doors, cracks had started to appear in their seemingly perfect union. Clark, ever the analytical mind, couldn't shake a nagging feeling that something was amiss. Enter the DNA test. It all started innocently enough. Clark had always been fascinated by genealogy and thought it would be fun to trace his family roots. Linda, perhaps unaware of the Pandora's box she was about to open, encouraged him to go for it. What could possibly go wrong with a harmless little cheek swab? Oh, Linda, sweet summer child. When Clark's results came back, he discovered not only his ancestry, but also something far more personal and devastating. The DNA test revealed that their 7-year-old son, whom Clark had lovingly raised and adored, was not biologically his. Cue the dramatic music and a slow zoom on Clark's stunned face. Now, most people in Clark's shoes might have confronted their spouse immediately in a fit of rage or heartbreak. But not our Clark. Oh no. This man had read enough Agatha Christie novels to know that revenge is a dish best served cold, and with meticulous planning. Clark decided to play the long game. For months, he kept his discovery under wraps while quietly gathering evidence. He dug through phone records, email exchanges, and social media breadcrumbs until he pieced together the full extent of Linda's betrayal. Turns out, Linda had been having an affair with a coworker for years, a coworker who was, in fact, their son's biological father. But Clark wasn't just going to expose her infidelity in some run-of-the-mill confrontation. No, he was going to dismantle her life piece by piece, like a literary villain with a flair for poetic justice. First, he consulted a divorce attorney and ensured that every legal move he made was airtight. He wanted full custody of their son, yes. Despite the DNA revelation, Clark is nothing if not honorable, and planned to leave Linda with as little as possible in the settlement. Next came the piece de resistance. Clark threw a party. Not just any party. A family appreciation party where friends and relatives gathered to celebrate their bond. It was at this event, surrounded by loved ones and finger foods, that Clark unveiled his masterpiece. In a heartfelt speech that started off sounding like a Hallmark card, but quickly took a sharp turn into Jerry Springer territory, Clark revealed the results of his DNA test and Linda's affair in front of everyone. He even had a slideshow prepared, because if you're going to drop a bombshell, why not do it with PowerPoint? The room fell silent as jaws hit the floor. Linda's face reportedly turned 50 shades of crimson as she stammered for an explanation that never came. Her coworker-turned-lover wasn't present at the party. Lucky for him. But you can bet he got an earful later. Clark didn't stop there. After filing for divorce and securing custody of his son, he made sure Linda's workplace got wind of her extracurricular activities with her colleague, who just so happened to be her boss. HR got involved, and let's just say neither Linda nor her paramour ended up with glowing performance reviews. In the end, Clark walked away with his dignity intact, his son by his side, and the admiration of everyone who heard his story. Linda, on the other hand, found herself single, unemployed, and living in her sister's basement, a far cry from the life she'd once enjoyed. As for Clark, he's reportedly thriving, channeling his energy into raising his son and penning what we can only hope will be a memoir titled Dewey Decimal Revenge. The Quiet Librarian Strikes Back. Moral of the story? Never underestimate a quiet man with access to both a DNA test and a well-stocked library of classic revenge tales.